Artificial intelligence, copyrights, and class actions. Boy, it seems like everywhere you look today, nowadays, someone's suing someone, and it's all because of this AI crap going around. You guys see this? This AI crap? So this week, we're going to be looking at, this week as if this is like a frequent thing. In today's one of the 3 videos I'll be posting this year, we're going to be taking a look at AI copyright infringement. What does that mean? Are we going to be looking at a bunch of dumb court documents today? No, we're not. What we're going to be doing is we're going to try to infringe on copyright. Now, recently, I saw there's a guy on Twitter who started posting these, it's these Seinfeld episodes that he's generating with AI, and I'm looking into it, and I'm thinking, this is kind of great. Because first of all, as time goes on, a lot of AI models are getting stricter and stricter with what you can do regarding copyrighted material. A new model gets released, a couple of companies sue the shit out of the AI company, and then they release the next model, and it lets you do a lot less. And of course, is it surprising that the fun things to do are the things we're not supposed to be doing?
We're gonna let the haters, hey, haters gon' hey, baby, I'ma keep it moving.
Of course everyone's gonna infringe on copyright law. Who the fuck cares about copyright law?
Hey, guys! Hey!
It's the fucking Wild West out here with AI models, but not no more.
Thank you very much. It's a wonderful life. I have a great life. I'm a comedian. I don't have a real job. I don't do anything. I'm just a fool. I'm a court jester. I'm a jester for the court of public opinion. And I'm jester maxing. I'm jester maxing.
Big Daddy U.S. government's coming along to smack them on the hand, on the wrist.
I feel like I have to dump her, George. She has a huge Palestine flag hanging in her bedroom. But I am hesitant because she is hot. And definitely on the younger side.
So I don't really care how Jerry Seinfeld feels regarding the use of his likeness in AI. So today we're going to be using his likeness in AI.
The slogan of New York used to be so simple. You step into traffic, it's, hey, I'm walking here. Suddenly now you cross the street and it's Allahu Akbar.
So I looked into it, and there's a few different models. From what I understand, the most common models used to generate these Jerry Seinfeld AI videos, it's C-Dance 2.0, specifically 2.0, and I'll tell you why in a few minutes. And then the other one is, I think it's called like H3 or some shit like that, which I don't like that one. We're using OpenArt today, OpenArt Plus. I had to pay for this. You're welcome. So C-Dance 2.5 is the latest model. I've tried using that. It's not working out. It seems that C-Dance 2.5 is where the copyright fuckery started getting strict with it, which is horseshit. So if you want to do anything fun, you gotta stick with C-Dance 2.0 because they're not gonna like bust your ass over that. I'm thinking the way we'll do this today is I'll show you the video, and after the video plays, I'll read you the prompt I fed it so we can see how batshit fucked the AI's result was compared to my prompt.
It's just coffee. What if he expects more?
Okay. All right. It's fascinating for this. They're polling people from the wrong sitcom. My initial prompt here, I'll read it to you. An episode of Seinfeld where Jerry and George are arguing about if George should try going on another date with a gay man when suddenly Kramer busts in, flying around, throws up on everything, and starts yelling in a demonic language. Now this was close, but I feel like it could be closer. I feel like there's definitely a few things the AI could do better. Like, for one, it could use actual characters from the show I'm specifically saying it should pull characters from.
Come on, you had a good time.
A good time? I spent the whole night wondering if he was going to try to kiss me.
So what? It's a compliment.
A compliment? It's not a good sign if you're more interested in his apartment.
So this one, they didn't have him throw up. I like the Danny DeVito, Costanza DeVito going on. You can tell it's like threatening to become It's Always Sunny because you have like Dennis in the back, and then you have DeVito Costanza.
Have you noticed how huge everyone's getting?
Huge. I went to the movies yesterday. I practically needed a shoehorn to get into my seat.
You can't bring that in here.
What? It's for protection. This city's turning into a jungle out there.
This is a family restaurant.
Now, a big thing with these AI models when it comes to copyright infringement is what you'll learn is that you'll have to be a little bit specific at times. The more general you are, the shittier the outcome's going to be. So now we're getting closer. We have a Jerry here. We do have a Jerry. An episode of the 90s show Seinfeld where Jerry Seinfeld and George Costanza are eating at the diner, talking about how fat everyone in New York is getting. Then Kramer walks in with a gun, and Jerry tells him he can't bring that in here. So you're seeing, now I'm starting to become a bit more specific. I'm learning as I'm going, but you gotta be specific with the AI, because the AI is fucking stupid as shit. So now we've seen 3 generated videos so far, and all of them have been shit. Something you can do in open art here is you can actually create characters. You can add your own characters. You can give them voices, descriptions, and all that. So I'm thinking maybe we'll start, what we'll try here is, since we did get a Jerry, I'm thinking I'll throw in a character, and we'll see how my own character can interact with Jerry Seinfeld and co.
I swear, if one more thing goes wrong today, I wish someone would just shoot me.
Oh, sure, Jerry. That's exactly what you need.
Hand it over.
Take it. Just don't shoot.
Ha! Careful what you wish for!
So it's interesting. They have this 3D like animated character that they're able to properly put in. I'm impressed with Seedance 2.0 here. They're putting John Boron in the real world here. John Boron he's a real boy now. He's real. He's a real man. He's real.
I swear, listen, sometimes I think the only way to get a little peace and quiet around here is to get shot.
Oh, grow up, Jerry.
Well, today's your lucky day. You two look like you could use a little quiet. I'm gonna shoot you. Just kidding. Hand over the wallets.
They're trying pretty hard with the lesbian Elaine situation going on there, and Jerry doesn't call her Elaine at first.
I swear, listen, sometimes I think the only way to get a little peace and quiet around here is to get shot.
In the first, Elaine has she's got like a sharp face going on. So the prompt here was an episode of the 90s show Seinfeld, where Jerry Seinfeld and Elaine Bennis are walking down the street talking about how they wish they could be shot. Then this man named John Boron walks up to them and robs them with a gun. He runs away laughing. Check IP safety is an option down here. Now, you can also, this is interesting, you can, like I said before, you can add your own characters, but you can also give them their own voices. And you can choose from presets, you can generate your own voice, or you can clone your voice. So why don't we give that a shot? We could see how that's, what it's like for a character to interact with the Seinfeld gang using my own voice, for example.
These are not crispy. Crispy is the standard, Gilbert.
The machine says they're done.
The machine? You're listening to a machine over Jerry? I can't. Jerry!
So I'm immediately fascinated by the Costanza-Seinfeld abomination going on here. My voice in this is so out of place.
Crispy is the standard, Gilbert.
The machine says they're done. It also sounds like shit. So what's weird here also is that for John Boron, I used the one photo, right? But he was physically moving around. You could see him moving. In this case, I gave the picture of Gilbert. It's one image of him standing still, but he just doesn't move in this.
I can't believe this.
The menu is posted, sir.
Posted? This is a travesty of justice.
The Bob Odenkirk heart attack shot goes pretty hard. At first, I was battling with this thing to let them know, like, I don't want to use copyrighted shit. Because if you use photos of the Seinfeld crew, then it goes like, oh, go fuck yourself. You're using copyrighted shit. Eat a dick. So you can't use photos of the Seinfeld crew. You can just specifically say people from the Seinfeld crew. And every 50% of the time, I want to say, you just get these jokers who are they're just fucking, it's not Jerry Seinfeld and George Costanza. Like, these are not, this is incorrect sitcom. You're picking from the wrong, no.
Gilbert, come on. The toy in the Happy Mail is a rock. A rock!
It's a metamorphic rock. It's educational.
See, this is what I'm talking about. He's messing with us.
Wait, I don't feel so good.
Gilbert, you killed him with a rock!
First of all, a second Jerry has hit the North Tower. Why do we have 2 Jerrys now? Where is the where are we getting all these Jerrys? How is it we can't pull George Costanza, Cosmo Kramer, or Elaine Bennis, but we can somehow pull an identical Jerry that functions just as well as the first Jerry? Secondly, that's not my voice.
It's a metamorphic rock. It's educational.
I think we have the line of the day in there also.
Gilbert, you killed him with a rock!
An episode of the 90s show Seinfeld where Jerry Seinfeld and George Costanza go to McDonald's in the 90s, and this character named Gilbert is behind the register. They argue and the laugh track plays. Eventually, Jerry has a heart attack and falls on the ground lifeless. They were able to get Gilbert on the menu here, right next to the Clean Burger. I am impressed with this one. I liked this one. I'm going to see if I can add, I want to try to get more characters in the Seinfeld universe.
George?
So we're crossing wires because that's not George. That's Kramer. It's able to understand George. On some level, the AI is like, yeah, George Costanza, and then it shows me Kramer, and then he tries to turn into George at the end. You see that after he gets hit by the bus, he balds. He's like he's forming into like there's a metamorphosis going on.
These shoes are killing me. George, who is this? Nobody! Jerry, this is nobody! Why are you holding hands?
So I guess this is how the universe is balancing things out. Because we had the second Jerry from the McDonald's one a few videos ago. And then we have the second Jerry reappears and then he combusts into a bus. He's slightly fatter now. It's the fat second Jerry. Can we name him? Gerard. Jerry and Gerard. Anytime there's a second Jerry, the Jerry's name is Gerard. So Jerry and Gerard, who is fat now, Gerard disintegrates into a truck.
George? What are you doing with Blingus?
So on some level, they understood George Costanza, right? They refuse still to generate George Costanza. But what they will do is they'll generate Kevin James cosplaying as George Costanza. That's all right. But we can't get George Costanza. That's just off limits. So the prop for this one was an episode of the 90s show Seinfeld where Jerry Seinfeld bumps into his friend, the stout George Costanza, on the street and sees him holding hands with Blingus as if they are lovers. Jerry asks him what he is doing with Blingus as the laugh track goes crazy. George is embarrassed, so he screams and runs into traffic where he gets hit by a bus and gets thrown several feet while the bus slams on the brakes.
I can't believe you talked me into this. It's a madhouse. Jerry, what is that? We're gonna die!
Is that? No, it can't be. Well, there goes my ride.
The thought that you're watching your friend be sucked into a tornado. He's scared for his life. He's going to lose his life. The best you can do is say, well, there goes my ride. Your friend is dead, Jerry. George Costanza just died. This was also this is a milestone. That was our first time we were able to generate George Costanza. So, a round of applause for that.
I don't know why I let you talk me into this. It's like a rainbow-colored mad mount in here.
Relax. You're the one who said you wanted to be more culturally aware.
A stand-up comedian, get me out of here!
Well, that's one way to leave a party.
Who even are these people? What the fuck is going on?
It's a parade, George. You walk, you wave, you celebrate. Jerry! Help me, Jerry!
See, now that was a pretty good George Costanza. That was a good George Costanza, but he didn't get sucked away by the tornado like I wanted him to. An episode of the 90s show Seinfeld where Jerry Seinfeld is walking in a gay pride parade in New York City with George Costanza, when suddenly a tornado shows up and takes George away screaming. Why was Jerry dressed like that? Jerry he's got like a Balenciaga fit going on at the gay pride parade. And why is Jerry just watching at the end? He accepts it. He accepts George's death for George. He knows there's no saving George. George is dead. George is dead. Jerry accepts that. This one was tough. I'll tell you why. For the life of me, I'm going to tell you the prompt now because I could not fucking get, for the life of me, I could not get the AI to generate Newman. An episode of the 90s show Seinfeld where Jerry Seinfeld is making out with Joe Biden on his couch when suddenly Jerry's close buddy Newman walks in and starts screaming like a girl. Newman then jumps out the window and Jerry and Joe Biden go back to making out. There is a loud laugh track. So originally I tried to have Jerry and Rufus making out on the couch, but for some reason it was giving me a copyright thing. I don't know why. I changed Rufus to Joe Biden and they were fine with that. This gives me hope that I don't think that there's an impossible future ahead of us where we can get Jerry Seinfeld to fuck Joe Biden. I don't think that's out of the question.
Oh, that was weird. Yep.
It just does not want to generate Newman. Why don't we try something else? So the screaming in this one gave me some ideas. It's interesting, usually if you've seen Seinfeld, you never really see the main character scream. Jerry does like a cartoonish, exaggerated scream sometimes, but you never really get to hear too often the cast give like a guttural scream. So I was thinking, like, what's a situation, realistically, what's a situation where Jerry might give some kind of visceral scream? So why don't we check that out?
You know, the worst part about doing this, you're basically paying to work on your car. It's like a job that pays you in more work.
So right off the bat, I'm before I get to the car glitching and flipping upside down, before we get to that, I'm kind of impressed that the AI is able to generate some kind of like actual Seinfeld-esque jokes for these videos. I'm genuinely impressed by that. They're not good. They're about as funny as the jokes in the actual show. The car, it does this, and I think the scream did work out. We got a good scream out of that.
So, the mechanic tells me I need a new muffler. I said, why? Does the old one not appreciate your jokes either?
This one didn't even show the death. It was, like, censored. I don't understand how that it can generate, like, a proper Seinfeld thing at first, and then you try it again a second time, and it's like, who the fuck are these people? And speaking of, this next one, you just gotta listen to it. I don't know what the fuck goes on in this one. Listen, just check this out.
Out of my sayer.
And then you have there's ones like this next one here what we're gonna look at where it manages to pulls off the Seinfeld characters and stuff like that, but it's just like there's some chunk of the brain was removed at birth, and it just doesn't. It's not working out. It's like some kind of like code suicide happened mid-generation.
I doth clonanines of dice. Keep yourselves furly march.
It's a different scream, and it also creates a different situation where you have Jerry like vocal stimming, and then Kramer gets crushed to death, and then he screams, and it makes you wonder, if given that there's no dialogue, it's a bit more fascinating like this,
You know the only difference between you and a mechanic? The mechanic knows he's just guessing.
Jerry Seinfeld is talking to his friend Kramer, who is doing work under his car. Jerry cracks a joke, and then suddenly the car falls, crushing Kramer, killing him. Jerry screams viscerally while a laugh track and music plays. So for this next one, I'm going to just tell you the prompt right off the bat, because this one took me so many fucking tries, and at this point, I'd like to remind you, this whole model, using this model isn't free. So at this point, to get this next video to just be anything in the slightest bit what I want it to be, I ended up spending about $45. The prompt I gave is an episode of the 90s show. This is how specific I had to get. Throughout doing this, I learned that if you specified specifically Kramer, Jerry, and George in one situation, it would usually, like 90% of the time, it would get the character design right. Not perfectly, but it would usually get the right idea. So the prompt I gave was an episode of the 90s show Seinfeld where Jerry Seinfeld is with George and Kramer while they are waiting in line at the movies. Jerry says he has to pee really badly when rock legend Paul McCartney from the Beatles walks in and the studio audience applauds. Paul McCartney, in his British accent, then tells Jerry he smells like piss while Jerry visibly pisses his pants nervously. I'm going to show you the best one I got, and then we're going to look at some of the fucked other ones I got.
Guys, I can't hold it much longer. I have to pee so bad.
Oh, no, don't do that. Just think of something else. Excuse me, but you smell like piss.
It was like a miracle when I got this one done.
I can't hold it. I'm gonna pee. I'm actually gonna pee.
You know, you smell like peace.
That one wasn't bad. It wasn't good.
I really have to pee. It's bad.
No offense, but you smell like piss.
See, that's fascinating because the AI is assuming piss is blue. And it comes out like a fart. That's not how piss works. For this one generation, the AI forgot how piss works.
I can't hold it much longer. If I don't pee in the next 60 seconds, I'm going to have an accident.
Excuse me, but you smell like peace.
Butch Hartman here has like a recurring role in these videos. And this time he's Paul McCartney. This next one it generated was odd. It came off as like some kind of cheap on-stage set.
I have to pee really badly.
You smell like piss.
This is the last one I'll show you because it was so fucking weird.
I can't hold it much longer. I really have to pee.
Excuse me, mate, but you smell like peace.
So can I ask on the for this one, what happened here? So for the algorithm, when did it decide to do this? At what point was it saying, you know what, stretch his face?
Checkmate.
I'm gonna find it.
Find what? When he drops Rufus, I don't know if anyone will get this reference, but he falls like a Detroit Become Human.
Checkmate, Jerry.
No! I can't lose! I can't lose! I can't!
Jerry Seinfeld is playing chess in Central Park with Rufus. Rufus wins, so Jerry freaks out, picks up Rufus by the neck, and puts his hand down his throat while screaming. Rufus is tearing up and squirming. That one turned out pretty good.
You know, Israel, not just a country, it's the original greatest hits album. Am I right?
Jerry, that's an incredibly insensitive thing to say.
Insensitive? You're upset now? I can't win with you!
Somehow the AI is fucking up its own script it's making. What do you mean now? And again, Jane's voice doesn't sound anything, it doesn't make sense in this context. It sounds nothing like anything else. It was at this point I thought to myself, like, I mean, you can get pretty racy with what you can make these definitely not copyrighted characters do. Like, what can you make them say?
So, Israel, greatest country in the world, right? I mean, where else can you get a great bagel and a bomb bully in the same block? What, you're upset? Grow up! You're just a malignant cunt!
Jerry's getting dinner with Princess Jane. Jerry then makes a joke about how Israel is the greatest country in the world. Jane is upset by this, so Jerry gets up, screams at her very loudly, calling her a malignant cunt, causing a scene, and then storms out of the restaurant. So I had a few characters in use at this point. We saw Gilbert, we saw Rufus, we saw John Boron, Blingus, and now Jane. So I'm thinking, you know, you can actually have multiple characters in one AI-generated video. So why don't we check that out? We can see what that's like.
So anyway, he says to me, he says,
I can't believe you're still talking about that.
In the theater of life, we are all actors.
"Excuse me, chaps, we seem to have a flat tire. Wonder if you could give us a hand."
So they don't know what style to follow. Rufus's head explodes, which is incorrect. The Beatles disappear towards the end of the video. The frame rate on this one is also piss. And I don't know why, because I didn't change any frame rate setting, and this is the only video I generated where the frame rate was just shit for some reason. This is not Jerry Seinfeld over here, but this is a fun one. This is a good video. Gilbert's neck drinking in the back.
Hey, fellas. Mind giving us a hand with a flat tire?
Told you that thing was gonna blow.
This time around, we have a second Rufus that appears. Could you imagine this room? Could you imagine passing the stogie around with these crazies? Different people's heads are exploding. Let me read you the prompt. Jerry Seinfeld is hanging out with the gang when the Beatles walk into the apartment and ask for help changing a tire. Jerry's head explodes, and Gilbert then starts kicking his lifeless body. Almost none of that happened.
The universal symbol for I'm about to do something stupid.
Why does this always happen to me? It's like the Cavs have a personal vendetta.
It gets pretty good with the camera angles sometimes. It just on occasion will have trouble, here it mangled Kramer's body. He's got like a reverse feet syndrome going on. They did perfect, in this one at least, Jerry, Kramer, and George, they're all there. They look good. Jerry, George, and Kramer are trying to wave down a taxi, but then Kramer gets struck by lightning and dies. Jerry and George scream in horror while Kramer's body is on fire and burnt on the ground, and a laugh track plays. I think that one turned out pretty good. I'm impressed with that one.
What is wrong with you? You're wasting your life. All you do is sit here and tweet brain-dead garbage all day. Where are the Minecraft videos? I'm sick of looking at your face, you fat, lazy sack of shit.
I don't get the sometimes where it's almost Jerry. It's not Jerry, though.
Excuse me, we were wondering if we could borrow a jack. We have a flat tire.
The Beatles didn't even show up in this one.
Hey, John, you fat, ugly cunt.
You can make them say pretty nasty shit. Then there's sometimes where these characters, if they even bother using the voice they were given, then, it'll sound like shit.
John, let's be honest. You look like a melted candle that found a hat.
Jerry, come on, that's not cool.
What? It's a joke. Lighten up.
Maybe they just have no voice, or maybe they just give them a completely new voice.
Check this out. Latest accessory. Jerry, put that thing away. You don't know what you're doing.
Jerry, put that punching the head is gonna hit it back in the face.
I just shot John Lennon!
Now they won't show any blood or gore, but I got one video where they did show the back of John Lennon's head getting blown off.
So you know how they say never meet your heroes? Turns out they're even more annoying in person.
Is that so?
We got the soul shiny from your jacket toy. It cut off like a new slips.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Jerry, is that really necessary?
Don't worry, it's just a little souvenir. Harmless.
I just fucking shot the musician!
So they not only did they get Costanza LARPing Kevin James, but they're even using Kevin James's voice. So what wire is getting crossed here?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Jerry, look who I ran into, my new buddy Jeff.
Kramer, do you have any idea who that is?
That's a fucking pedophile!
See, what's good is that if the person isn't like a technical celebrity, then if you upload their picture, you can kind of get away with it. Like if I upload a picture of Jerry Seinfeld, then the AI is going to go, But upload a picture of Jeffrey Epstein, hey, go ahead, go right, fuck it, who cares?
Jerry, look who I ran into. My man, Jeffrey.
Kramer, do you know who this is? I gotta call you back.
In none of these do they give him a voice.
Yeah, so then he says, Jerry, look who I ran into at the health club.
Kramer, what is he doing here?
Jeffrey here's a great guy. We were just talking about... That's a fucking pedophile!
The lobotomy AI brain is getting so fucking confused. Kramer is George with Jerry voice. Jerry Costanza transfers Kramer voice to Jeffrey Epstein. Then at the end, Jeffrey Epstein teleports in front of the couch.
Jerry, look who I ran into! Kramer, what is this? You don't know who that is? That's a fucking pedophile! I tell you, George, Bearman 3600 is a genius. The way he edits those videos, it's like watching a master at work. He's like a modern-day Audra, but for the internet. I know, I could watch him for hours. The way he just routs about stuff, it's pure genius! Bearman 3600!
The one time they perfect George and he says nothing.
Check it out, fellas. My new pibber. I'm gonna eat it.
Kramer, you can't eat a puppy. That's insane.
Some of these are weirdly quiet, by the way. I've had to raise the volume quite a few times. This one they kept pronouncing Pibble as Pibber. The only time where I uploaded an image of something instead of creating some kind of character.
Check out my new pibber!
I'm gonna eat it.
You can't eat a puppy?
The Butch Hartman showed back up. Did you see that? You catch that one?
Jerry, Aunt one Donis to Dreddinger.
Boys, meet the pibble. One of a kind. Tonight's dinner.
Kramer, you can't eat that. That's a puppy.
I like at the end when they all shift towards the camera as if Kramer just fucking like Cosmo Garfunkel here, as if he just teleported and all of their heads moved over to the new position he was just at. This one I tried doing a 4K upres for, so you get this nice like detailed. I mean, this one's great. It's good. All right, this is going to be the last one because I've spent about $90 on credits.
Jerry, you can't appropriate my narrative. My truth is a lived experience.
Mr. Seinfeld, I've always been a fan, and I was wondering if I might have a sample of your stool.
No one knows better than yours truly when it comes to copyright infringement and making sure you respect the copyrights of others. I think like a few of my recent, like, I don't know, the past 10 videos I did, maybe 3 of them got copyright claimed. And you know what? That's no good because, you should always respect people's intellectual property. And this is a big, this is a topic of discussion. Everyone and their mother is saying, hey, AI shit, So that's going to be all. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all hopefully soon. I'm Bearman, and I've been wasting your time. Thanks for watching.
Gilbert, you need to make more Minecraft videos and stop tweeting stupid shit.